You start walking your way, and I'll start walking mine. We meet in the middle of that old yellow town. You start walking in the middle. Alright, I gotta look around and figure out. Oh, I can't touch that. If I move that, then the internet will stop working. Okay, so. I'm not with it today. Too much responsibility on my plate. It was rough, yeah. I was up till like 11:45 just trying to figure out how to knit more. I wanted to teach myself how to learn to knit on the round. And I think because I was tired, I didn't realize that I need a third needle in order to like knit on to get it going. It's like really hard actually to knit on that round. It's really hard. And so I was trying to practice doing that. And then I was like, well, I want to pump out like a lot of socks. So, cause like, that's the most important thing to me, honest to God, is socks. Like, I don't have any good socks. I don't have any good warm socks. I've got these like cheap, they look pretty, but they are crap. And if I make socks myself, I can make them any length I want, you know? And so anyway, I've been thinking to myself how I'm going to get one of those like knitting machines so that way I can pump out like a lot of socks. But I'm going to start a project. Like I'm going to actually start like a real knitting project. I've got the stitches down. So I think I'm going to do like a sweater. I think I'm going to do a step-by-step tutorial, and I'm going to do an actual sweater. But I want to make sure that I'm able to use the fabric that I have, the thread that I have. Also, I'm getting some free thread from the neighbors. Fisherman's stitch. Nice. What is a fisherman's stitch? I have never even heard of that. You do not have to explain it. I'm looking it up right now. Oh, fuck. The internet. Fuck, dude. Sleep not. My brain. Stop. Fisherman's stitch. Knitting. Oh, okay. Pretty. Isn't that when you knit, it's like knit and purl, knit and purl, knit and purl? Is it literally alternating, knitting and purling? There's a video on here that calls it brioche. Brioche knitting. But you knit below the one on the needle. Oh. Oh, so you're like pulling So like you, instead of going you go like the one right here and grab onto it. I see it. I like that it's stretchy. Whoa, what was she just doing? Okay. Knit one below. Yeah, I see. And then you pop it off. Okay, then you knit one below. Cool. These people on these videos make the tension like look so easy. Huh. Cool. It's called a brioche stitch or brioche knitting as well. It's really cool. It's very stretchy the way that it comes out. That girl's fabric looked really nice too, and soft and uniform. My fabric, the problem with the cotton that is making me so crazy is that it keeps, when I'm casting on my needle, every time the fucking cotton is unwinding. You know, it's like 5 strands thick. Like embroidery floss has multiple strands. So it's like 5 strands and it's twisted, but it keeps unraveling. So when I'm casting on, my finger running down the thread is causing it to completely unravel and go flat. So it's just thread, 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 thread. And then it's like a freaking, it's like I have to sit here and try to twist and get it back. And then my fabric's getting twisted in the way I don't want it to, because it's overly twisted. So it's, going like that where there's any like loose thread. And it's very frustrating. And yeah, that cotton is very frustrating to work with because of the unraveling thing. And it makes it so that when I'm trying to put my needles in my loops, because I have a really hard time loosening up my tension, I want to do everything super tight. Like that's how my hands have trained to braid hair and to do dreadlocks. The point is to do it as tight, super tight, as tight as you possibly can, but very gently. So I can get it very I'm having a hard time teaching my hands how to control that tightness and loosen up a little bit and not pull things tight and hold things in place tight. Like that's just what I'm used to, is like holding things and keeping that tension hard. And so I'm having to train myself to actually loosen up my tension, which is actually really hard. Also, my thread has no elasticity to it because I didn't get a blend. I got just cotton, and I don't want to use any of the plastic blends. I want to use cotton and wool, or silk or cashmere. Oh, dude, there's a girl on YouTube. I found her video this morning, and I saw this video a couple months ago, but for whatever reason, it popped back up on my timeline. She buys sweaters from the thrift store, and then she unravels them for the thread. The thing is, though, is what you have to do when you're looking for the right sweater to unravel. You want to look at the seams, and you want to make sure that the seams are crocheted or knitted together, not sewn with a sewing machine. Like if it's been if it's got like a regular hem, like that's been, what is it called? Like with a serger. If it's got a regular hem that's been done on with a serger, then the threads have been cut And so as soon as you start unraveling, it's gonna, it would be super crazy to sit and like reattach every single bit. But if you look inside of at the hem, and if it literally just looks like, literally like a crochet, like a knit, like just a knit stitch, then you can unravel it. Watch her video. 10 out of 10 recommend, because you can go and find cashmere, silk, all kinds of really nice stuff at the thrift store for like $5 to $10, and then you can just unravel it, and you know that there's enough fabric there to make a sweater, because don't feel crazy. It's cheaper than buying the yarn. Good quality yarn is very expensive. It's like $20 to $30 a fucking, a skein. It's like 30 yards or something. 10 yards. Are you fucking kidding me? My cell phone bill is due right now. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be doing work today. And I have to do a deep clean tomorrow. I'm getting burnt out. The responsibilities are piling up. I have to go to my neighbor's and do pellets for her. I did pellets for her the other day for her wood stove, and apparently something's gotten into, like, there's water in her pellets. So, like, everything was wet, and so I need to go back and get her more that's not wet and find out what's wet and what's not. I want one of those sock knitting machines. I want one of those little machines that's like this big around. I want one of those so that I can make socks and just like crank those bitches out, because I want socks. I want a lot of socks, and that's gonna, if I keep trying to work with those tiny needles and stuff like that for knitting socks, I'm gonna get irritated, because I need to practice on like scarves with the regular knitting, scarves, dish towels, whatever. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start trying to teach myself stitches that I can just blast through. And then I'm going to make a bunch of dish towels with all this cotton that I've got. And then I really would like a pair of socks out of the 2 cotton. I want to make myself and Elliot a pair of socks out of those, but I don't think I'm going to be able to work with that cotton and do socks because of how it's unraveling, and how when I'm putting my needle through, the metal needles have a little bit of a flat tip. They're not totally pointed. So when I try to go under the loop with the amount of tension that I have, especially, it's kind of tight anyway, and the threads are separating. So I'm going in between threads, and it's pissing me off. I don't want to do it. Vicky, I have no idea. I imagine they'll probably sell it one day. It's probably going to go on the market. It's not on the market now. Okay. Oops. I'm gonna cry. I'm literally gonna cry. I don't want to be here. I don't want to do anything. Vicky, come buy a house over in this area, and make sure when you buy a house that it has a mother-in-law apartment attached to it, and then I will rent out your mother-in-law apartment. Ooh, Vicky! Vicky, send me an email. There's a couple of houses that I know about right now that are for sale that I can point you in the right direction to. Actually, but I don't know what you're pricing. What is your price range? Because the house that I know of for sale right now, I think is for about $480,000, I think. And then there's another house. I think this house will be on the market for very high, very, very, like close to $1 million. Otherwise, I would be trying to buy it myself. Oh my God, Vicky! Dude. Vicky, look into something called the farm credit system. Look into it. And look up for Oregon, obviously. Can you let me know if the internet is working really quickly before I explain all this? Because I don't want it to be cutting out really bad. Will someone tap the screen if this is working? Shit. Okay, good. Thank you, Stacy. Okay, so anyways, there's this thing called the farm credit system. Look into it. Apply for the farm credit system. If it's you just go through the process in the same way that you would to purchase a normal home, but instead you're going through this farm credit system. You could get huge swaths of land with like a farm and barn and everything like that, with low down payments, low annual percentage rates, and they will give you grant money as well. They will just give you money to go towards the to start a farm. And if you're gonna do that, girl, I will literally come and live with you. I will come and live with you, and we can do the farm thing, because like I will help. I just can't, obviously, until my land sells, I can't do shit. So I'm just kind of like held hostage right now when it comes to finances. But anyways, I will pay you rent and I will work my butt off. But that's what I wanted to do, is I wanted to go and do the farm credit system. You do not have to be a farmer. You only have to have an interest, or you could have farming experience. It really doesn't matter. But they'll give you money to start up your own farm, anything that you want to do. What I want to do, there's some things that I want to do that would be relatively inexpensive, maybe $1,000 to get started, and there is a market for it. So you could do anything you want, though. They will give you money up to $500,000. That's what they call their mini loans, 50 to 500,000, and they will give you the money to do, like, you could do cattle, you could do sheep, you could do goats, you could do growing apples, you could grow Christmas trees, you could grow anything you want anyway. But look into that farm credit system and see if that's, something that you could do, because in and of itself, it would be badass to do. But yeah, that's what I wanted to do, is try to apply for the farm credit system, but I can't do anything until my land sells and I can have money for a down payment. But if I could get the money for a down payment, then I could do it. But until I get the money for a down payment, until I sell my property, it's not going to be something I'm even going to really be concerned with. Why is it looking like that? I have anxiety today because I'm going to be working on that machine, the texture stuff. I'm really anxious. I'm so nervous about it. I've never operated a fucking machine like this before, and my boss has got broken bones in his back right now, so he like physically can't do it. Yesterday I was up in the ceiling doing stuff. I'll show you what I did yesterday. I had to chip away. I had no idea how hard drywall stuff actually was, in the sense like physically how hard it is. I was like, oh man, the ceiling stuff, that'll just come right away. It'll just peel away. I'll just hit it with the scrape tool, and the drywall, whatever, it'll just fall away, easy peasy. No. That shit is hard to get out. There's a crack, a literal crack that needed to be repaired. And so I was like trying to repair, I was gonna just spackle her up and fix it and stuff, but I ended up having to like literally chip away at the whole fucking ceiling, like all the way across, to make room for a real legit, like an actual repair and not just like a patch job. So the actual repair, just to get it demoed to where he can go, we can go in there and repair it, was a freaking nightmare. I couldn't believe it. It was hard as fuck. And I had no idea. I just thought that this stuff was like, you did a wall and stuff, it just chips away. No, it's strong. I didn't realize how strong it was. My left hand is not as accurate as my right hand is. Dude, there is literal wind coming through. This window is drafty. Okay, we're just gonna fucking rip on our own? Is this where this is what? Oh, it got wet or something. There's something on it that is taking away the structural integrity of the tape. Okay. Hello, Ash. I'm good. Boom, boom. One take to be crazy. Boom, boom. One take to be crazy. Something. Boom, boom. Don't everybody talk at once. I need to vacuum. That's fine. I hate being anal retentive. Why am I having so much hard times right now? Probably because I don't really want to do any of this. Butthole! What it takes to be crazy. Well, fuck you, brother. This bitch. Oh, I'm really struggling today. I'm having a fucking grumperson kind of a mood today. Fuck. Are you motherfucking fucking me? Whatever, I don't care. Just calm down. Should be listening to something instead of getting grumpy mad thoughts. Please, like, seriously, come on, you gotta calm down. You can't be this angry. This is, like, not healthy. You're just gonna have a really hard time today, and nothing is gonna get done the way you want it to, and then it's just gonna be bad marks on you. So you need to calm down. I'm confused. These just lit up like just a minute ago. I don't understand. They literally, it had full battery. Literally. Super confused. So now it's like everything is just totally dead in a matter of minutes. Even though it wasn't charging, it was in my pocket that whole time. What the fuck? It literally just fucking... It... And now they're just totally dead. Okay, so I charged these a week ago. Fully charged and put them in my purse. This morning, I took them out and I was like, oh, let me just pop them on the charger to make sure. Plugged them in, it was green. I was like, what? They're fully charged? Okay. It held its charge. Cool. I opened my device and I looked where it shows I only have one of my earpods remaining. I looked and I saw it showed how much power was in the earpod. Full. It showed how much power was here. Full. Totally full. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to use those in about 20 minutes. I set them on the counter and walked away. And now it won't even turn on. Dead as a door now. Dude, today is trying me. It's doing things. My finger is sore from... Why not? Connection unsuccessful. Make sure it's turned on. understand why you're acting like you're totally dead. This doesn't make any sense. You're not actually angry about anything. It's just chemicals in your body. There's actually nothing to be mad about. So if you realize what's going on around you has nothing going on, nothing that could make you angry like this. I do not understand this. This is pissing me off for real. I don't understand. Well, I'm gonna come back in here and finish this in a minute, but my boss will be here any fucking second, which means that I'm gonna have to like be in a good mood. So now it shows that it's charging. And then the light goes out. Now it's working. It literally says connected. It literally says connected. It literally says connected. It literally said connected. God, please give me the strength. I want to like that in 5 seconds. It was literally connected. It showed me the battery, everything. And now it won't work because I don't want to use it. I don't understand it. It's not charging either. I am literally about to cry over this crap right now. I'm literally so mad. understand it. I literally just walked away for like 2 minutes. And boom, they no longer function. I have no idea what made me mad. But I'm just like mad now. I just kind of like didn't wake up on the side of the bed. And I don't really want to do anything. My boss is like running behind, which, it is what it is. Like, but like I honestly just don't want to do any of the things that we're supposed to do. Like, I don't want to do anything. I just want to lay around today. Today's my breaking point day, where I really needed to give myself some time to rest, but I didn't, and now I have to go to work tomorrow. I have to I have to do a huge, serious, deep clean tomorrow. I'm pretty anxious about it. Sucked in. No, I'm not hungry. I ate. I don't know. hate this paper. But he'll be here with different papers soon. Use that paper. Just not move for a little while. I'm not like into working today at all. And I think the longer I go without listening to something productive, the more frustrated and angry I'm gonna be. I literally just want to sit somewhere and stare into the wall and not move for like a while. I don't know why I'm feeling like I want to escape into myself. I was starting to get that way yesterday. I could sense it. Like, I don't want to, I think it's really that I just don't want to be around anybody. Like, I don't want to physically, I think I'm getting anxious because Brad is coming. And it's nothing to do with him at all. It's like anybody. I don't want to be around anybody right now. I want to be by myself. I just want to be by myself. Tomorrow I'll be all by myself, so that'll be nice. I'll be able to get into the zone. I wish I had headphones that worked. That really bums me out. I don't know what the fuck, dude. I literally feel like rage in my neck. I don't know if you ever, like, when you're getting mad and you feel your blood pressure go up, like, that's kind of what it feels like. I feel anger. And it's to the point where I'm about to cry. Like, I'm so mad, I'm about to cry. I have absolutely nothing to be mad about. Absolutely nothing. I have no idea where this is coming from. I'm picking up someone else's fucking energy, I think. I don't know. Pretty sure he's here. I think I hear it. But yeah, I'm like, I don't know. What the fuck? Oh, now it's got a fucking charge. It literally sucked all the bad. It literally, the thing itself is dead. The box. The box is dead all of a sudden, and so the ear thing won't work. It's showing the ear has full battery. What to do? I'm not having any negative thoughts or anything. Not mad at anything. I just feel really, really angry for no reason whatsoever. What was that? Yeah. It's weird though. Like, I just don't understand it. And I know that like my boss is in a really good mood. He's been in a good mood the last couple of days. And so I don't want to be a fucking miserable bitch. But it's gonna happen, I think. I'm gonna have to pre-warn him and just let him know how icky I feel. Ugh, still have that shit in my hair. Oh yeah, so this is what I did yesterday. All this. There was a crack in the ceiling, and so we took out the strip and we're gonna patch it up. Well, we're gonna put new stuff to make it stronger in that spot and then add the stuff that we need to. But I had to take that out yesterday, and good lord, it was a pain. All this stuff. No, he's not here yet. What the fuck, dude? I really want to take today off. I really wish I could take the day off. I want to put on my headphones and I want to listen to something, and I need to vacuum. That's what I really want to do. Yeah. I just feel like a real grump. It makes me want to cry.
Tuesday. I'm doing quite well. I do want to talk a little bit about this Justin Baldoni lawsuit that he has now filed back against Blake Lively. Okay.
No, so like the unfortunate thing is that my boss has a broken back right now. Like he's got spinal stuff going on. He's got to have surgery in a couple of weeks. And so oh fuck, he's here. For real this time he's here. I'm the physical person. I'm the person who has to do literally anything that requires bending over, reaching up, or anything that you have to hold in your hand that's more than about 2 pounds. Because his problem is in his lower back. So even like holding a gallon of milk, like you have to use, it's so he can't like do anything, especially if his arms are outstretched. He can't do anything that requires like this or anything like that. So I have to do, I'm literally the physical muscle for everything now. All the construction work that's going to be done, I'm going to be doing it. He'll stand by and watch me and, you know, whatever, but he has a lot of faith in me. He says that he was telling me yesterday, he was like, you can do literally anything. He's like, I know I can show you how to do something and you'll be able to do it. He's like, you're getting close. He's like, pretty soon, I was talking to him about how I was stressing out a little bit about how this job is going to be over, you know, before too long. And then I'll be having to, you know, only work the cleaning jobs. So I'm trying to transition. And we were talking about how I was trying to take as many jobs as I could to build up, you know, a network a little bit. And he was like, well, he's like, I'm keeping you. He's like, I don't want you to stop working for me. He's like, I have other jobs after this one. You know, there are more jobs. He's like, I'm having to turn away work because we can't finish this job as fast as we need to because of like, you know, Adam's stuff that he's got going on. So this job is taking a significant amount longer than it really should have. He's like, so I've been turning away work. He's like, but that being said, he's like, pretty soon, he's like, he's like, I've been thinking about this a lot lately. He's like, I think I'm just going to train you, like teach you how to do stuff, and you can just go out and do the jobs. So say I book a job where someone needs to have a door frame rebuilt. I'll send you out to do that. If someone has a job where they need some drywall done, I'll send you out to do that. He's like, I'm getting to the point where I really need to stop working. He's like, and I have been looking for like an apprentice for a long time. And I had kind of hoped that I would be able to kind of pass the torch to Adam, you know, or whatever. He's like, but, you know, Adam's got quite a lot going on. And so it's not working in the way that like it had originally in the beginning had thought it might. He's like, so, you know, he's like, I need reliable worker or someone that I can count on, you know, aside from Adam, you know, I need like reliable people. And so I would like to keep you. I would like to put you on more work. And I know that right now you might not be able to go and do drywall or whatever, but pretty soon you will, he said. So that's pretty much where I'm at as far as that goes. So like, I guess I am a construction worker now. I guess I'm a handyman, which is great because, see, I don't know if you guys remember this, but in my bus, this is literally what I prayed for. Like, exactly what I prayed for. Remember, I was like, I want an older dude that knows how to build things, who will like take me under his wing and teach me how to do stuff, like a grandpa figure or like, you know, an older brother figure, someone who's not going to try to sleep with me. Someone, you know, the boundaries are there. So there's not anything like that. Yep, he's here. But like, you know, I literally prayed for exactly this. So I cannot just take the day off. I can't just put off doing the work because I have to do it. God has provided me exactly what it is that I asked for in the most fucking convoluted fucking way possible, but it's exactly what I asked for. And so because God has delivered exactly what I asked for, exactly, I am going to exploit the opportunity as much as possible. So I don't want to be here. I'm fucking grumpy. I really want to take the day off, but I can't take the day off because I need to fucking learn what we're about to do today. We're about to do texturing, and I'm going to be running this hopper and stuff like that. So I need to learn how to do this, and I need to have the experience. And I'm nervous, but it's okay because it's very forgiving. If I fuck up, it is not very hard to just scrape it off and do it again. So that's kind of where I'm at. And I'm stressed out. But yeah, I can't take it off. I can't take the day off because this is my opportunity to... What the hell, phone? It's a phone call. So that was weird. So he is actually, I thought I heard his car pull up, but I was wrong. He's still like 40 minutes away. So I can just not do anything. It's already 1 o'clock? No way. I've been here for almost 2 hours already. No, I've been here for 2 hours. I've been here for longer than that. No way. What? It's 1 o'clock? Does anyone know how long I've been on this stream for? Can you see, like, rewind or whatever? Is that a thing? I was here for a while before I fired up the stream. No. Yeah. 11. Yeah. What? I've literally been here for 2 hours already. That's crazy. All right, well.
He was threatening through his attorney, Brian Friedman. He was threatening to sue Blake Lively and others, and now he has done so. Now, this was about, I don't know, 6 days ago, 4 days ago, something like that. And there are a few different things going on. And, you know, I mean, it's a long lawsuit. It's like 179 pages long. So definitely ain't going to be reading the whole thing. It literally took me like all day yesterday and then a few hours today just to read it and make sure that I do even understand the first pass at it. There is a summary. Let me bring up my web. This is a really good summary. So if you don't really know what happened in that lawsuit, I mean, this is pretty much the argument that Justin Baldoni is making. And I noticed they like this at bottom lately. They like to say that lately, but it says at bottom. Again, this is Justin Baldoni's argument. And there's just one paragraph from 179 pages. So obviously very difficult to sum it up in a paragraph, but I think this does do a pretty good job just to get us off the starting block. So it says at bottom, this case is simple. Lively used her power to steal a movie from its director and production studio. Then she held the hostage to her incessant demands by extortionate threats to destroy what they had left. All the while, she failed to understand the heart and soul of the movie she stole and the book it was based on, let alone the intensely personal.
But the author of the book is on Blake Lively's side.
When her thoughtless promotions fell flat because they focused on flowery glamour and cross-merchandising opportunities for her own brands, rather than centering the voices of survivors, she finally...
But that's not what the author said.
And she did not care for it. She made one final demand to plaintiffs, that they finally and forever fall on the sword for her by apologizing for things that they had not done, killing their future prospects in the process. When they refused, defendants, that's Blake Lively and them, gloves came off, and they used their power and resources to try to take down plaintiffs for good by coordinating with these PR people, Jones, that's Stephanie Jones, and Sloan, which is Leslie Sloan. master practitioners of the dark arts of public relations. In an intricately planned character assassination plot. Justin Baldoni goes on to say, they nearly pulled it off too. So, like I said, I mean, that is pretty much what Justin Baldoni is arguing. And we have seen his arguments to some extent before, because we have seen his lawsuit that was filed against the New York Times already, which was making pretty similar allegations against the New York Times. But now he has finally sued also Blake Lively. Again, very long lawsuit. Again, not getting into the whole thing today. But there are a few things I want to talk about. Like, I started here on this, like, little at bottom summary, because I do think it is very on purpose and very intentional that they put this dark arts of public relations in here. And I do think it is because Justin Baldoni wants to call to the attention of the courts just like how malicious and insidious it is. Now, while I do agree with Justin Baldoni and his lawyer on that point, what is going to be pretty difficult for Justin Baldoni to overcome or to explain is how or why he was also engaging in these same dark arts. I mean, look right here. It just says it literally right here, that Stephanie Jones was supposedly engaging as a master practitioner of the dark arts of public relations. Baby boy, Justin, Stephanie Jones was your publicist for like 6-7 years. Exactly. That was your dark arts practitioner until about 15 freaking minutes ago. So, exactly. I mean, what's good for the goose ain't good for the gander, or what? So there's a couple things I want to show y'all. Let me just also, before I forget, I want to talk about the list of defendants because it relates to the rest of what I'm going to be talking about today. Okay, so here's the complaint, docket 1. Again, this one was filed a few days ago. Today's the 21st. It was filed on January 16th, 2025. 179 pages. As you can see, it does say complaint. Now, this was filed by Wayfarer Studios, Justin Baldoni, Jamie Heath, The Ends With Us Movie Company, Melissa Nathan, and Jennifer Abel, who were two people that actually were sued. These people were sued by not only Blake Lively, but also by the former PR lady, Stephanie Jones. Now, I don't know if Melissa Nathan was for sure. I'm just doing this off memory. Don't quote me on that. But Jennifer Abel used to work for Stephanie Jones. Stephanie Jones is the flip-flopper. She used to be Justin Baldoni's publicist. And just last year, a few months ago in August, they had a falling out. Well, in the falling out, Jennifer Abel, who was working for that lady, Stephanie, she stayed with Justin Baldoni. Jennifer Abel is also friendly with this lady who owns her own PR company named Melissa Nathan. Now, all these people were also sued by Blake Lively, all right? But there was one other person who was sued by Blake Lively, and that was a man by the name of Jed Wallace, who owns a company called Street Relations, Inc. Very importantly, Jed Wallace and Street Relations, Inc., who were both sued by Blake Lively, they're defendants in the Blake Lively suit. Jed Wallace and his company, Street Relations, Inc., seem to be the only defendants that are not suing back, okay? So see how I have it written here, like, no Jed Wallace, that's my writing right there, no Jed Wallace. Why isn't Jed Wallace suing here? I think that's very interesting. So there were a few things in the complaint that came up. Even though Jed Wallace isn't suing, his name does get dropped. Now, Jed Wallace, let me bring up the web just to remind y'all, or to show you maybe for the first time, maybe you didn't see it yet before, how he kind of fits in on this wild and wacky cast and crew. So here's my mind map of sorts. Nothing here should be taken as if it's a fact. This is just my notes, my opinions, my impressions, and a collection of screenshots just to help me organize my thoughts. As such, it should be taken with a grain of salt and not as fact or accusations or allegations or claims. But like I said, I wanted to acquaint you with who is this Jed Wallace.
This is so much better. I feel so much better just having something going in the background so I can get on autopilot.
He was brought on by a woman named Melissa Nathan. He was brought on to help handle crisis PR. Okay, this is pretty much not disputed. It pretty much seems like no one disputes that this is what happened. We had Jennifer Abel. Let me show y'all where she is. This is her right here, Jennifer Abel.
It's
Abel.
Abel.
She was formerly, like I said, working for Stephanie Jones. They parted ways, okay? Then we have this Jennifer Abel. She stays with Justin Baldoni. See me? This is a flip-flopper. She flip-flops over here to Blake Lively. Let me make this bigger so y'all can see it. Just so that you are aware, just so you can acquaint yourself with these people, here's Leslie Sloan. This is Blake Lively's publicist. Okay? They were previously kind of working with each other, against each other, or whatever, but now this one's flip-flopped. She's done turned over all the cell phone logs and everything over to Blake Lively, and that's where we get all the messages and everything. The messages came off this lady's phone right here, Jennifer Abel. All right. So we run into a crisis PR situation the Justin Baldoni team does, okay? And he wants to call in for reinforcements. So Jennifer Abel does just that and calls in this woman right here. Tag, you're it, the agency group. Tag, Melissa Nathan. Now, Melissa Nathan, she has a sister that works at Page 6, which is a New York Post publication. Her name is Sarah Nathan. Sarah Nathan comes into our story again through the web because she had written some previously not that flattering articles about Bam Margera, also from Page 6. Sarah Nathan just happens to be a side character at the moment, but yes, so Jennifer Abel, she tags in Melissa Nathan. Well, Melissa Nathan, she wants to tag somebody in too. She says, I got this guy over here, his name's Jed Wallace. Jed Wallace is an expert with social media and Reddit, etc., etc. Okay, a lot of y'all, that's going to be a little bit of a recap, but I do just want it to be in one place. So you see what I mean here? It's like a bunch of different experts working on it. And at one point, I mean, I think all of these were working on it. We had Stephanie Jones on the job as late as August 14th, 2024. You had Jennifer Abel on the job. You had Melissa Nathan gets tagged in from Jennifer Abel, and then you get Jed Wallace tagged in from Melissa Nathan. But I'm just so interested in exactly, fine-grained detail, exactly how does this so-called smear machine work? Like, I want to dissect it. I want to understand it like it is something that I can take apart and put back together from memory. I don't even want to have to look at the diagram. I don't even want to have to look at the picture on the front of the box. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to understand it. And that's one of the reasons I've been really taking my time to read this case, because I want to understand, like, through context clues and through conjecture and just opinion, speculation, and theory, the context clues from what we do have on the public record, taking it as fact. I mean, I don't know, maybe this stuff is doctored, and there are indeed allegations that some of these things have been doctored, like taking the emojis off and stuff like that. But I want to show y'all some of the indicators that I came across while reading this almost 180-page document that do allow us to get one step closer to understanding the ins and outs of exactly how this machine works. And we're going to be zooming in right there around Jed Wallace, because I am just so curious what in the hell Jed Wallace actually does. If you watch my most recent videos on this topic, you will know it appears, and according to my opinion, I mean, I've already laid out all of the reasons why I think this, so I do welcome you to go and watch that before making your own mind up. But in my opinion, I believe from public evidence that this is the same Jed Wallace and the same Street Relations Inc. that was put in charge of Bam Margera's recovery protocol while he was under an agreement with the Jack 4 movie. I mean, the same Jed Wallace with the same Street Relations. That's what it appears to me. So I'm just curious, how could Jed Wallace be like a PR guy for Heather Hayes Recovery Centers and also be the same guy that Bam Margera needs to check in on the phone with and be the same center point of contact? I mean, Jed Wallace was basically the Lima Yevrimovich before Lima came into the picture. I mean, like, that appears to be what the function of this man was. Now, I'm not saying he had a conservatorship over him. It doesn't appear that that was the case, but it does appear that this is the same Jed Wallace, this guy, who is in charge of Bam Margera's recovery in the agreement with Paramount. So I wanted to zoom into some of the references to Jed Wallace that I came across in Justin Baldoni's lawsuit against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Okay, so this is page 141, and on this part of the lawsuit document, this is the complaint that Baldoni filed against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, and it is page 141, paragraph 231, and we're talking about, at this time, Nathan, this is Melissa Nathan, started hearing from other journalists that Sloan, that's Leslie Sloan, Blake Lively's publicist, was planting negative stories about Justin Baldoni and was under the impression that Justin Baldoni's camp had broken the truce. Okay, so at this point in the document, Justin Baldoni is saying that they had his PR people and Blake Lively's PR people at some point had come to some type of truce, had come to some type of agreement. Hey, look, we'll hold off on bad press about each other and planting stories in the media for now, putting our differences aside so that we can get this movie out, which is in the best interest of both of us or whatever. And so that's kind of what was offered up in this lawsuit so far. And it says, anxious Sony executives began reaching out to Wayfair, seeking clarity. Okay, so this is text messages, pictures, screenshots of text messages which are purporting to be from the anxious Sony executives. So what does it say? It looks like it was taken from Justin's phone. So a screenshot, so the blue is Justin. And then I don't know who's in there with him. It just says, do you believe Leslie? That's Blake's publicist. Can you spin the crisis PR thing so it's actually factual? There have been lies put out up against powerful people just protecting myself. Tag represents a lot of people, and that headline was just to smear more. And then someone's like, okay, so do we say that Blake and Ryan hired Harvey Weinstein's publicist? And Justin Baldoni's like, that's a conversation I need to have with the CEO of Wayfair, Jamie Heath, later today. So then here is another screenshot from, it appears this is like a group text. This is the PR thread with Melissa Nathan, and it says, and here's a message from Justin. Hey, tag team. I've been seeing some Instagram comments on random posts defending me by people who are private with no followers, and they feel like bots. So this is Justin Baldoni bringing forward to his PR team's attention, hey, I'm seeing some bot activities. It looks like there's bots defending me, and I don't want that. He says, can you please confirm we're not doing any of that? I really don't want bots defending me, as it feeds into their potential narrative. Okay, so who says this back? I'm not sure who says this back. It looks like it's Melissa Nathans is the one talking. I don't know who. Your guess is as good as mine, but it's right here in the blue. I'll read it. The person says, I can fully confirm we do not have bots. This is not also what we do. Bots look fake to anyone. We do not have bots.
This is a fake text message thread.
This
is a fake
bots look fake.
People don't talk like
the other team is doing something very
I don't believe this Justin Baldoni guy.
In terms of what
I don't necessarily believe Blake Lively either, but I really
it's impossible to know exactly which other team she's talking
something about him.
Right? I mean, you tell me, it's ambiguous.
He gives me the creeps.
But it appears to me, if we're just reading through, and the only thing I have to go off is this right here, okay? I'm just speculating, but it appears to me that whoever this is, let's say it's Melissa Nathan, she's saying, no, we don't do bots. The other team, I'm assuming, is Jed Wallace's team. Okay. The other team is doing something very specific. What is it? She don't say. In terms of what they do. The other team is doing something very specific in terms of what they do. Well, what in the hell is that? It's almost like it's written like a little bit like strangely so that you can't exactly know what it is they do.
Exactly.
The very next sentence, she says.
You're picking up on it, BJ. It's planted text.
I know Jamie.
Come on.
Their CEO. And Jed, I'm assuming Jed Wallace, connected on this. Okay, so take it all together. I can confirm we do not have bots. It's also not what we do. Bots look fake. The other team is doing something very specific in terms of what they do. Jamie and Jed Wallace connected on this.
Yeah,
bots and fan accounts
part of it.
Also run pretty organically by now. With all the AI platforms and Google Analytics itself. There is no bot army. That's a myth these days. No, that's not true. That's not true. No, bot armies are not myths, sweetie, honey, child. child, baby. And I'm assuming Melissa Nathan would know this.
Yeah, she does.
Maybe she don't, but if she don't, she's in the wrong line of work. There are absolutely bot armies. Now, do I agree with her that they look fake and people can sniff them out pretty much immediately? Yeah. But to imply that bot armies are organic is silly because it's literally saying a bot could be organic. It's literally the opposite of that. It's binary. It's either or. It's not an organic or a bot. It's a bot. I can see maybe she's just trying to do some fluffery puffery to try and make what's his name feel better. Because remember, this is in the context of Justin Baldoni saying, "Can you confirm we are not doing that?" And she's like, "Oh, no, we don't do that. That's fake. Nobody does that no more. That's fake." Jed, talk to your boy Jamie. Go talk to him. Any digital team these days is far more intelligent to utilize something so obvious. Now, I do think it's interesting. She's still spelling stuff like the UK way with the S instead of a Z. Justin says, "Okay, please monitor. Things I'm more worried about is that we are planting these stories, which is not true, obviously." Okay, so Jen A. Bell says, chiming in here, the people saying that there are bots and this is a PR play on your side is a minority voice compared to the thousands and thousands who are calling it what it is and reacting to Blake's own actions and interviews. We never
This
want
is
the
a
action
planted
majority
fucking
to
text
dictate
thread.
what we do on our end. So this is Jen A. Bell, just to remind y'all, this is
So
the
that
one
they could do this.
used to be employed by the flip-flopper, but
It's
then
all
she
part
left.
of it.
So she's still in the group texts over here. She's still with Justin Baldoni today, I think, to this
Boy,
day. So
Blake
she's
Lively
chiming in.
girl,
She's doing
you better
her
have your
analysis.
evidence.
She says we have to always look at the big picture,
I hope you
which
kept
is
your
still
fucking
enormously
evidence.
on your side.
This is the same
But I
kind of
do
crap
see
that girl
a
tries to
want
pull on
and
me.
a need from fans to move on. People are now commenting that they're bored with the many articles still coming out about this drama. When we move on, they do too. So we need to find ways to keep elevating, not just the DV reaction, but also the other things in your life, like family, being back home, and Wayfarer. That's not tone deaf, in my opinion. It actually sends the message that you are focusing on what really matters, and that's what's going to help with the Blake narrative too, my POV. Okay, so here's another message. This time it's from Melissa Nathan, and she says, "Good morning. Sharing with you a perfect example of why we don't use, quote, bots. I wouldn't even worry to think they've hired a team, as A, there's nothing to find, and B, they hired an awful team, which I have sent to our guy." Who's our guy? I don't know. Could it be Jed Wallace? Who knows? But anyway, Melissa Nathan sent it to the guy so he can track and pull so we have evidence of it. This below should answer everyone's question on what a bot team looks like when every single comment suddenly skews in her favor in a nonsensical way. Justin Baldoni says, "Okay, but how can we say something that we are not doing any of this? It looks like we are trying to take her down." Melissa's like, "No, it doesn't. They're doing this all themselves, and it's really obvious. This is bots." Okay, so the reason I wanted to bring that up to y'all is primarily because of this text message exchange right here, where Justin is saying, "Hey, can we confirm we're not using bots?" And she's like, "I can fully confirm we are not doing that." This right here, the other team is doing something very specific in terms of what they do. Now, what is that? What is that? You know, I was hoping that as I moved through the complaint and as I moved through the rest of the progeny of filings that are going to be filed in this case and in Stephanie Jones's case and in the other cases, that hopefully we can start to put together the pieces of what exactly does Jed Wallace do in general. He's a PR relations consultant. He's a guy that is in charge of celebrity recovery protocol enforcement. I mean, what really is this man doing? Okay, that's my main question. And how in the hell did he end up all mixed in with the Blake Lively PR Hollywood allegations, scam, smear, machine, whatever the allegations are, okay? So that was those text messages right there. That's where those came from, page 141 of the complaint against Blake Lively. Now we're gonna move down to page 160 and 161 because there's a few more pieces to the proverbial puzzle that give us a little bit of an idea. So now we are looking a few pages down. This is page 159 and paragraph 266. Now we're going to look at some more text message exchanges about a similar topic. This is bringing in Jed Wallace and his social media expertise team or whatever. Now here we have Baldoni and his lawyer again trying to argue that really Blake Lively wants to get mad at Justin Baldoni for stuff that really is her fault. Like she is the reason why people didn't like her actions. Like, she was out here talking about hide your kids, hide your florals. They beating everybody up out here with the. I mean, I don't know what she was doing exactly, but it wasn't good, and it was, according to public sentiment, it was insensitive. Okay, so we're talking about that in this portion of the filing. Her actions naturally triggered organic public criticism and unleashed a cycle of negative coverage, including, as is common in the digital age, resurfacing of old, unflattering content. Far from being the product of a calculated smear campaign by Justin Baldoni and them, the backlash against Lively was the inevitable fallout of her own mercenary messaging and self-promotion tactics, amplified by her inability to read the room in addressing such a serious subject. Okay, so here's the text messages. So let's dig in here. We're going to do a little dissecting. We're like in the 10th grade biology. And one thing I will say, this is just my opinion. Justin Baldoni, listen, I'm not on either person's side because Justin Baldoni, literally hired Bam Margera's ops. So on personal bias alone, I really can't stand Justin. I'm so sorry. I cannot be in this Justin Baldoni Stan association. All right. But I do believe the man is absolutely clueless about really how this whole PR thing works. And truly I was too, until I was thrust in it, just like he has now been. But he really is just so naive and innocent. And you can tell he has no idea how it works based on his questions and based on just what he's asking. He's kind of like a dad. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when you're showing your dad a meme or something and he's like, who's that? And it's like, okay, Dad, please. It's no one. It's just look at the meme. You know him? No. It's kind of like giving that. Which I think is fine. That's cute. I mean, it's certainly not something that anybody with a conscience could possibly just sum it up. You would have to be exposed to it to know what's going on. But here he is. He sent a Perez Hilton TikTok or a tweet or whatever, a little video which Perez Hilton makes. He sends it in to Melissa at the, Melissa, the one who brought Jed Wallace on, and he goes, this Perez Hilton video, this isn't us, right? Assuming the guy we brought in would never do this. Okay, who's the guy we brought in? I don't know. Okay, your guess is as good as mine, but I am wondering, is he talking about Jed Wallace? Because remember, Justin Baldoni, just based on this text message and the one we just read, does seem to be not understanding exactly what Jed Wallace is doing. He is the client, and he doesn't even know what's getting put out there. And as you can see in these messages, there's Melissa Abel, what's her name? Jen Abel and Melissa Nathan are no, it's organic. She's doing this to herself and all that, right? That's what we've seen so far. But Justin is asking, this Perez Hilton, this isn't us, right? This ain't Jed. I don't know if he's asking if it's Jed Wallace, but he's the guy we brought in wouldn't do this, right? I don't know how many guys they brought in. I don't know if they only brought one, if they brought more than one in. But I'm wondering if he's asking, is Jed Wallace responsible for this Perez Hilton? I mean, look, it's a Perez Hilton video. See, Perez Hilton. This isn't us, correct? Assuming the guy we brought in would never do this, ... And Justin Baldoni's please, we don't have Perez out here shilling, do we? Melissa says, none of us would ever do this. And then she starts throwing shade at Perez Hilton. Also, no one even pays any attention to this person past 2005. He is not relevant. He does not create a news headline. He does not get pickup. He is just now a troll. I mean, she ain't wrong. There is not one outlet, Melissa Nathan says, that would cover anything he said or take it seriously. I think as well there is this struggle where it's kind of maybe even unbelievable the way that people are turning against her. But they are. Organically. It's organic. She's blown herself up by her own actions. So again, we have another example of Justin Baldoni saying, we're not using bots, right? We're not planting Perez Hilton stories, right? And Melissa Nathan again assuring him, we don't do that. We wouldn't do that, okay? Now it goes on. Let's see if we can pick up some more clues. They have an article in here from the Daily Mail that Melissa Nathan sent. And it says, unearthed Blake Lively interview. Show her use slur for trans people. Melissa Nathan sent that article to Justin, and she says, this just ran. Obviously, none of us knew about this either. But once media goes in, they go in. Now, what is she talking about here? We have another puzzle piece from Blake Lively's public complaint, where Blake Lively said that this is part of the astroturfing method. That you have little social media influencers or little fake news sources, tabloids, whatever, and you kind of start seeding on social media a certain narrative, like maybe somebody shares an old clip of something. But then a bigger publication picked that up, and then bigger, and then bigger, and then all of a sudden it's an actual real media push, a real PR push against the person, and that's what Blake Lively has deemed and termed astroturfing. So this appears to be Melissa Nathan confirming that. Once media goes in, quote, they go in. So this isn't us. We did not make them run this article. We did not know about this article coming out. It just came out, and this is part of the astroturfing. I mean, this is me kind of putting the two sides together to try and see if I can make them reconcile, okay? But I'm not reading anything more than what I'm looking at right here and making my own opinion, and you should do the same. And the text goes on. Melissa Nathan says to Justin, her client, the best thing we can do right now is be quiet. Let's get through this week together. Then move on. Back to regular planning with Instagram posts and thoughtful ideas and messages. Okay, and look at the next message right here.
Oh, come on.
It says, quote, the content creators are on fire. And Justin, she has handed it to them all on a plate. Okay, but let me back up. Look at the context that we're reading this in, y'all. Justin Baldoni. Hey, this ain't us, right? This Perez Hilton? No, we would never do that. Plus, he's completely irrelevant. This is organic. This just ran. None of us knew about it, but the media thing has started. Best thing we can do is STFU. But look, the content creators are on fire. Which ones? Which ones? The, not some content creators, not some random content creator. Like, they obviously have an agreed upon group of content creators. That's what the means. That's what the means. That's how it operates in English. I'm not making it up. So who are the content creators? The content creators are on fire. And Justin, Blake has handed it to them all on a plate. Just concentrate on the success of the movie and your family and your next project. I have this weird feeling she's going to reach out to you for a conversation in the next couple weeks, or he will. And then she sends something else. And to me, this is a huge smoking. And I mean, it's right here public. I'm not looking at anything y'all can't see, but who's this? Melissa Nathan just said, no, we're not Perez Hilton. No, we don't do that. Look, Melissa Nathan says, we didn't do this either. The content creators are on fire. And then she sends this content creator. Is this perhaps one of the content creators that could possibly be on fire? I don't know. Y'all can put a 1 in the chat for yes and put a 2 in the chat for no. Okay, 1 in the chat for yes, 2 in the chat for no. Your reading of this, do you read this to be that is one of the content creators that they have? You tell me. Write an analysis out in the comments if you need to do so. Okay, but I do have, just for fun, this person's video. I have that video so we could go see it. I don't know why it was put up in these people's group chats. I don't know why it was sent as a link. It can only be guessed. It can only be speculated. But here it is right here, so I'm gonna go to it. Okay, and it's got a lot of views. Okay, so this person, I've never heard of her before. Maybe I have, I don't know. I mean, she doesn't look familiar to me. Name is Leah Nauer. Light Foundation 2, she's got the filter. Okay, I'll follow her as you can see, and the thumbnail the thumbnail pic is Blake Lively's interviews for It Ends With Us. Now, just likes alone, it has almost 1 million likes. I mean, I don't know how many views it has. Let's see if I could go to her. I don't want to lose my spot. She's got 132,000 followers. She's an actress, a comedian, whatever VO is. Come out to a show, leahnower.com. So she's a TikToker. Okay. Is she one of the ones that's planted? I don't know. Let's go to the video.
Bring your girlfriends, wear your florals, pass out friendship bracelets, just have a real girly talk. The movie deals with some pretty heavy themes. What do you want audience members to take away from the film? Oh wow, great question. What I hope people take away from the movie is that all of my hair was using my new hair care line, which is available at Target.
Okay, so it's like a parody. So this is the link that Melissa Nathan sent to Justin whenever she seemingly was reassuring him that they didn't plant no articles with Perez Hilton. Okay, so this does go on, and we do get a few more little puzzle pieces. The contemporaneous communications of the plaintiffs show a growing awareness. This is Baldoni and Melissa Nathan and the PR agent and Jen A. Bell and all them. Growing awareness that they were being set up to be blamed for Lively's disastrous missteps. And we get some more text messages. So now this is page 164, and we just have Melissa Nathan saying, we're not using the bots. Blake is doing the bots against her own self. So, I mean, what do y'all think about that little puzzle piece aspect of it, public puzzle piece? Because it does kind of appear like that is what is trying to be implied over there, right? Like, no, we're not Perez Hilton, but we do got this girl, Laura, whoever, but don't worry, because what's her name, Blake Lively, is handing it to her on a silver platter anyway. And then I just have this as a question. It's not a statement, it's a question. But I said, does Jed source content creators to make videos and posts? Like, could that be why Justin Baldoni seems to be ever confused about what is even freaking going on? Like, he's like having to send articles to his own PR. Like, did we do this? Are we responsible for this? If we did, can we not? Why would he possibly think that bots were being employed? Why would he think that? And then remember, we did see in a previous filing that Jed Wallace is the one that's responsible for full Reddit takedown. Okay. Now I did find some more information in the public record, so let me scoot on over it there, and that is right here on Reddit. And it says, I just have this screenshot right here so I don't have to get off my little web here, but it's from a month ago. And it says, mods of FOMOI and pop culture chat on the agency group PR payroll. Okay, the agency group is Melissa Nathan. Remember, she was the one that was called in for crisis PR, and then she brought in Jed Wallace. The post says, back when the public opinion of Blake Lively first started turning, I thought it was odd how sudden the public narrative had turned against her. At this time, I tried to search on Reddit for any posts of people also thinking it was odd. When I didn't find any, I attempted to post my own discussion starter about the subject on both FOMOI and pop culture chat. However, the posts were removed from both subreddits for being, quote, low effort. I had never posted there before, so I just figured that was normal and moved on. Now with the latest legal complaints from Blake Lively and the messages from Melissa Nathan and the agency group PR team, I'm realizing now in hindsight why it felt so sudden. Because it was all orchestrated and capitalized upon. But in looking back at my attempted discussion posts and their removal for arguably a subjective reason, like being, quote, low effort, now I'm suspicious that the mods of those subreddits are linked to the agency group PR. Well, it's interesting that this person would speculate this, and take it with a grain of salt. It's a Reddit speculation. But Jed Wallace was given the full Reddit credit on the we're killing it on Reddit, crushing it on Reddit, whatever they say. And so it would be interesting if Jed Wallace had some kind of connection to, I don't know, Reddit. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just so interesting to me that that's where Bam Margera's biggest haters are too. And that's where the Free Bam movement's biggest haters are too. It's so interesting to me that you cannot say nothing nice about me on Reddit, like pretty much anywhere. You cannot. When the infiltrators came into the Free Bam movement, one of the very first things they did was start a Reddit, that surprise witness or that surprise army Reddit. I never went on Reddit. That was not my Reddit. They started it. It's like Reddit is a part of this stuff. This person is speculating, saying, I think this was deleted from the pop culture chat for literally that reason. And like the top comment on there is from somebody named Mission Moth. Let me put it on here so y'all can see it. The top comment, look, just popping in to remind folks that dang near everything posted on our pop culture chat is PR. Can't speak for FOMOI, but pop culture chat is a PR tool first and foremost. That's interesting. Very interesting indeed. So, I mean, all just speculation. But I did want to go to just one other piece of information because it pulls Jed Wallace into even more area of mystery to me. And, you know, I guess the litmus test will be, if you're allowed to post about this anywhere on Reddit and it stays up, maybe this theory could be debunked. But I don't know. I mean, really, try to look up anything about this man. Why has everybody else got stuff popping up left and right about them? Why did they have to pull Jed Wallace in for Reddit? I mean, I'm just curious. I'm just wondering. But I want to pull up this one document right here. Okay, so this is the Memorandum of Points and Authorities in the Bam Margera versus MTV Paramount. Remember when he sued over the Jackass 4 movie or whatever, and then they ended up settling? Well, while he was filming and they were on hold for filming and everything like that for the movie, he was under this treatment protocol or whatever, and it was administered by Jed Wallace from a company called Street Relations. Okay. So in that case, MTV tried to get it dismissed as a slap suit, an anti-slap motion or whatever. And this document we're looking at right here is their memo in support of that request. Now, on page 4, we get a little bit of a mention of Jed Wallace. To effectuate Margera's sobriety commitment and to provide the accountability that people struggling with substance abuse need, the production company contacted Jed Wallace. Okay, now what is he being described as here? Quote, a leading expert in developing and assisting in the execution of treatment and recovery plans. He spoke and collaborated with Margera and his wife Nikki about putting together a protocol for Margera's health and sobriety, which Margera understood he would have to follow in order to participate in the upcoming movie. He was firmly on board with the wellness program and wanted to work toward his recovery and sobriety. After about a month of working with Margera, Wallace prepared an accountability overview, which set forth key aspects of Margera's wellness program and the people who were part of Margera's wellness team. Bam signed the document on February 24th, 2020, when he was sober. Based on his years, okay, now they're talking about Jed Wallace. Okay, Jed Wallace, the guy they brought in to handle Reddit. The guy they brought in to handle Reddit, who Justin Baldoni wasn't sure or not whether Jed Wallace was responsible for the Perez Hilton TikTok. This is him being described here. I mean, unless there's two Jed Wallaces that both got a company named Street Relations Inc. Okay, but based on his years of experience developing sobriety protocols, Jed Wallace knew that BAM would need formal accountability process in order to stay sober, which is common for individuals with histories of substance abuse. As a result, the wellness program required alcohol and drug testing to validate that BAM was sober. The testing regimen that he was required to follow required random urine testing. Jed Wallace, also arranged for BAM and his family to have daily access to treatment professionals who worked with them on BAM's sobriety and their overall well-being. And I'm like, who are these treatment professionals and who paid? Part of this accountability overview provided that BAM would routinely take medication that he had already been prescribed. He would be monitored while he took it. And then it says Paramount hired Jed Wallace. Okay, so Jed Wallace was the center point of contact for all these people. Jed Wallace was the one that the doctors were reporting to. Do not take my word for it. I will show you why I said that. The talent agreement contained a provision formalizing Margera's obligation to comply with what? Wallace's wellness program, in granting Paramount the right to terminate the contract about the movie if Jed Wallace concluded that Margera was not in compliance. Specifically, the talent agreement says as follows: Margera shall be obligated to stay sober and in compliance with the core protocol arranged by Wallace and his team of medical experts and advisors. Okay, who hired this guy? Paramount. Now it does say, but had no role in the program. But I mean, they kind of did have a role in the program. They hired the guy who did the program. I mean, I don't know. You tell me. They're calling it Wallace's wellness program. Also, if BAM were to break the agreement at all, Paramount and D-House Productions and all of them get to own all the intellectual property rights, and I just can't imagine that was in any way a conflict of interest.
You're welcome, Vicky. Thanks for being with me too.
Terminate the agreement. So then they're like, okay, so BAM started breaking and violating his wellness agreement that he had agreed to. He was regularly missing his appointments with Jed Wallace's team. Again, this is the freaking Reddit PR guy from the Blake Lively lawsuit, y'all. He ends up relapsing. Shortly after that, BAM flew to Florida to enter a treatment facility where he tested positive for Adam. Okay, and they were calling this Banyan Treatment Center. Now, I just want to show y'all, like, what I find to be the most...
I'm gonna go get some food.
It is the one that everybody's supposed to be answering to.
What?
Let me pull up.
I gotta go. YouTube just messaged me. Anyways, I'm gonna go get lunch.